what we're going to do is learn how to import objects from other scenes into the scene we're using, which you're going to need to do in your projects that are due later this term, and kind of how to maneuver around how to strip objects out of scenes and get them back where we want them later. So I'm going to go ahead and open this file called this scene. I'm going to open this, and you'll see that what we end up with is just a simple text file. I'm going to turn off the grid here, and I'm going to maximize this screen using maximize viewport toggle, and now I'm just rotating that around. But it's just a simple text object. You can get to the text objects by going to shape and text, and then you just type in your text, you choose your font, and you can make them editable polys or meshes when you're done, and that'll fill them in solid. So what I want to do is I want to import a part from another scene into this. Now how I do that is very simple. I go to File, Merge, not Import, and I will say import by accident quite a bit, but it's actually Merge. You go find the scene that you want to import. In this case, I will go find it, and it is, I believe, in here. The one I want to import is a scene called Is Now Complete, and if I click on that, all the objects, lights, everything in the scene I'm merging from are in this. Now, I only have one object. That object happens to be called Is Now Complete because it's a text object too. So that's what I named it. And if I select it and hit OK, you'll see that it's now popped in the part from the other scene, the one that I went to go get a piece from, and it's merged it into my scene. And now it says the scene is now complete, which is just our way of knowing that we did it right. So if you'd like to save this scene at this point, you would go to File, Save As, and you would find a place to save it. I'll save it on my desktop so that I don't have to worry about it later. I'm going to call this Scene 01. You'll see why here in a second. I'll hit Save. Let's say we work on this scene for a little bit. I'll change the colors. Got two objects in here, remember, so I'm going to change the colors to both. I'll make this one a little bit brighter green. And let's bevel these objects a little bit just so we can have some fun with them. I'll just bevel these out a little bit. Do the same with the others. You'll see why we're playing with these in just a second. We're going to actually save them out. So I've beveled these. I've now worked on my scene for a little while at this point, and now I want to save it again. When we save it again, we go to File, Save As, and instead of clicking on this scene and just saying Save, which would write over this, we actually want to hit this little plus. This is called saving an iteration. And you save an iteration so that if something goes wrong with the one scene you had, it won't go wrong with all the others that you save. If you only have one scene and you keep saving over it, the scene can become corrupt, and then you have nothing to fall back on. If I hit this little plus, it closes, but if we hop out here to my desktop, you'll see that I have a Scene 01 and a Scene 02. And it'll go on forever that way. So you'll have a Scene 03, 04, 05, 06. If you save every 10 minutes or so, the worst that can ever happen to you, if you do it that way, is you lose 10 minutes of work. That's the worst that could ever happen to you. So if you do it any other way and you just save over your scenes, you don't want to do that because you're going to end up losing all of your work eventually. Okay? So now you know how to merge objects in from other scenes, and you know how to save correctly. So that's all we're going to cover in this little tutorial.